That would be cool.
All right, I think we're live. I think we got it.
Yeah, as long as I keep paying attention to my screensaver, we'll be all right.
All right, there you
So
go.
far, so good. Have you ever heard of He-Man, by the way?
Yeah, Castle Grayskull
Yeah, that
for
thing's awesome.
Skeletor.
Oh, look. Hey, you're live. Castle Skeletor.
I
Well,
wonder if.
a friend of mine, Skull Asylum, he pointed out to me Psalm 88 is a song, and it's, He-Man wrote it. And I was like, almost in disbelief, and then I looked it up and read it.
What do you mean? He-Man wrote Psalm.
It says right here, a psalm of the sons of Korah for the director of music, according to Mahala Lahanana. I don't know how to say that language, but then
Uh
it
huh.
says a maskell of He-Man the Ezrahite.
What? And did you look up who that is?
No, we should look up that. I wonder
Yeah.
how we
Are
can
you
do it.
serious? All right, I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
Oh. He-Man the Ezrahite. Ezrahite.
All right, hold on. All right,
Ezrahite.
which you really gonna make me do research at this time of the morning? All right, fine, let's do it.
If you wanted to. I mean, I know you got a lot to do.
No, I'm trying to roll a blunt, but I'll do it. I'll do it. All right, you
If
ready?
you want, I got this
Uh,
video. We could play this video. It takes like 6 minutes, and then we can get back and we can read it and do some
no,
research.
no, no. Let's just do it while we're on it. All right, what is it? He, man. What? How do you spell it?
Heman.
Oh, hold on, hold on. Let me do DuckDuckGo. Give us better. It'll give us better answers. All right, all
Gator
right.
Ray. No despair bear in the house. Welcome.
What up? No despair. What? All right, how do you do it? What? How do you spell
Okay.
it? How you spelling it? How you spelling this?
Heman
Uh huh.
space The space.
Oh, I see it as Ezra height. Uh,
Yep.
all right. All right.
Oh, black coffee.
Connects to the He-Man to the Semitic root. Trusted while Sida speculates. Sida. Haim Yosef David Azil ben Ezrakia, commonly known as Haida, was Jerusalem-born rabbinical scholar, a noted bibliophile, and a pioneer in the publication of Jewish religious writings. He-Man the Ezrahite may be one of the three Levites. The Levites, the tribe of the Jewish males who claim patrilineal descent from the tribe of Levi. Oh my God, here we go. Here we go. Assigned to
So he lives
David.
in John Levi lives in Utah, Judah.
No, I don't even want to get. I don't even want to get into the Le. I don't want to get. I don't even want to get into the tribe of Levi. Okay, don't even get me started. Uh,
Right.
all right. Psalm 88 seems to have been written in a state of despair. No, no, it hasn't, because we have no despair bear here. So, no
Amen.
despair, no despair. Psalm 88, according
Yeah.
to Martin Marty, a professor of church history. Yeah, okay. In Chicago, by the way. In Chicago, by the way. All right.
That's pretty
What
close to me.
is that really even give us an answer? I mean, are you satisfied with that? I'm not.
Yeah. No, I want
I'm
to hear
not.
about
I
the
don't know.
Castle of
What the
Doom.
fuck is all this shit on the side there?
The guy with the big skull island, right?
I know. Whatever, dude. You know what?
Oh,
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with
oh,
that. I'm done with that
oh.
for now. All right.
Yeah, me too.
That
Is
got
there
us.
anything-
That got us nowhere.
Except for no despair.
No
Uh,
despair. Yeah. Not
uh,
satisfactory. No, non-satisfactory. Not.
the
I'm
world will
not.
never give you satisfaction.
I'm not satisfied with that answer. I'm not gonna be happy, but I'll live with it. But I'll live with it.
Yeah, your dog looks kind of hungry. Actually, did you feed him?
Who Fido?
Hmm.
I leave him like bowls of water sometimes and food, but he never eats them, so it really doesn't matter. And then like it'll sit there for like 3 or 4 days straight. It'll attract bugs, so I'll have to clean it up eventually. But like sometimes I don't give him any food or any water, and I say no food for you, no water, and I like pretend to be mean to him, but it doesn't matter anyway because he's stuffed. So you know what I
My
mean?
dog is sleeping with his little dog tongue poking out of his lip, just sticking
Yeah,
out a little bit. It's so
yeah.
cute. Nuba, much love,
Noob,
fellows.
Noob is here. Noob is here.
Oh, we got the green heart blessing. It means go ahead.
All right, I seen a pretty cool video. You ready? You ready? You want to see something cool? You want to see something
Can,
that's gonna make you think?
can you
All right.
share on here?
I can do whatever I want. Yeah. Hold on.
I would like you to do whatever you want. That's why it's
All
called
right.
open.
All right. Let me show you
That's
something. You
that's
want to see
raw.
one of the most interesting things I've seen in the past few days? I mean, YouTube's pretty much dead at this point, but
There's nothing better to do right now at this point.
at this point, let me see.
We're here. We're here.
Hold
Thank you,
on.
everyone, for coming together. I appreciate it.
All right. All right.
Oh, lost the
Oh.
filter. That's
Oh.
okay.
Let me see how we sharing here. All right. Adjust the view so we're at the bottom. If you can do
Yeah.
that. It's not giving me options here on your thing.
Okay, let me try to do this.
Oh, you gotta click on my thing. You see at the bottom?
Oh,
You
there
see
we
how
go.
you see how there's two of me? Yeah, you gotta click on the other one and let it in. That's how I screen share. All right.
Oh, yep, I'll do that, but I don't see it yet.
You don't see it?
Is it a guess?
It's me.
Oh,
Look at the
there you are.
you see how there's two of me? Yeah, there you go.
Hmm. Great.
And then you
Awesome.
can look at the bottom of the screen. You see the little boxes? Do you see the one that has like a box with a little one in the corner? At the bottom of the underneath the screen? There's like little boxes.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. Pick the one with the little one in the corner. Like it has like a big screen and then one little square in the left corner.
Oh, I don't see
It,
that.
it's on the bottom. It's one of the last ones. The view.
Oh, the view.
The view.
Okay.
The view. Yeah. So
Layout.
that way it'll put us at the bottom and it'll make it go full screen and then you'll get a better people. Yeah, you want the one with the little square at the bottom though. The one next to that, to the left.
Well, let me try.
That's the one that makes it go full screen, right? Just so you know for the future. That's the one that makes it go. Yeah, there you go. Now we're on the screen. Okay, cool.
Good job.
This
Thank
is
you,
how
guys.
this is how I like it anyway.
For many
Coach,
years, the
Coach
flat
Ray.
Earth community at large was in agreement that the world is a level, motionless plane, as evidenced by our common sense, everyday experience, and countless scientific experiments, including the Michelson-Morley, Michelson-Gale, Sagnac, Airy's failure, and observable realities such as perfectly circular star trails around a stationary pole star, and the constellations remaining in their relative positions to one another for all of recorded history. Recently, however, a few flat earthers have revived Leo Ferrari's old Flat Earth Society claim that the world is not, in fact, a level, motionless plane, but rather a constantly upwards rising plane. These people cite experiments such as a helium balloon moving forward in an accelerating car, or a cork inside a dropped bottle of water momentarily ceasing its descent while mid-air, as proof positive that Earth cannot be a stationary plane. They claim the only possible way to explain these results is to assume Earth to be constantly rising at 9.8 meters per second, or approximately 22 miles per hour, straight upwards. There is some debate amongst them regarding whether this upward motion is a constant velocity or an acceleration, but these new upward rising Earthers have all recently come into agreement that our flat Earth can no longer be stationary. These upward rising Earthers begin their inquiry innocently enough by asking questions about the directional vector of dropped objects, and why dense objects fall downwards rather than upwards or sideways, for example? To this question, I would give the answer that there is a pressure gradient formed by the amount of stacked air, water, or land over you in a column, which increases the pressure, weight, and density the farther down you go, and that defines direction, while things like helium balloons fall up, not down, proving there is no downward directional bias. Unsatisfied with this answer, upward rising earthers continue their inquiry by asking, why then does Earth have a pressure gradient stacked in this particular fashion, with the densest layer at the bottom rather than the top or sides? Now, at this point, I would say such a line of questioning is tantamount to asking, why is water wet? Or why is fire hot? It's like asking, why don't we walk upside down on the sky and look up to the ground? It's similar to asking, why don't our arms grow out of our pelvis and legs grow out of our torso? As anyone who has spent significant time with a 4-year-old knows, the question of, but why, if asked long enough, eventually leads to an infinite regress of explanations that can only be ended with the true but potentially unsatisfying metaphysical answer of, it is that way because that's how it was created to be. Rather than accept that Earth was simply created to have the particular arrangement of density layering that it does, upward rising earthers instead claim that Earth must be a constantly upwards rising plane, and that this constant vertical motion is the only thing that can explain the directional vector. Now, while this could make for an interesting speculation, the fact of the matter is that dropping a water bottle with a cork in it, or watching a helium balloon go forward in a moving car, are not demonstrations of the Earth constantly rising upwards. At best, these demonstrations provide tangential evidence for their line of questioning, but in no way prove their assumption that Earth is a constantly rising plane. In fact, upward rising earthers are forced to pile assumption upon assumption in order to defend their new dogma. Assumption number 1. Their first assumption, in order to answer the question of directional vector, going against all common sense, our everyday experience, and countless scientific experiments proving Earth to be completely motionless, they make the grand assumption that Earth is constantly rising upwards 9.8 meters per second. Assumption number 2. In order to have a world that constantly rises upwards forever, they are now forced to make a second assumption, which is that there exists an infinite expanse of empty space above our flat Earth for the constantly rising world to rise into. Assumption number 3. Next, they are forced to assume that the entire atmosphere is somehow fixed like glue to rise perfectly along with the upward rising Earth, because otherwise, the upward rising Earth would constantly be crashing up into the bottoms of birds, planes, helicopters, and everything else in flight above the forever upwards rising Earth. Assumption number 4. Finally, they are forced to assume that the sun, moon, and stars are also all constantly rising 9.8 meters per second, somehow fixed along with the rising atmosphere. Otherwise, of course, the upward rising Earth would crash into them as well. So rather than accept the order of density layering on Earth to simply be as it is, upward rising earthers prefer to ignore their common sense, everyday experience, and countless scientific experiments proving a stationary Earth, in order to make assumption upon assumption upon assumption upon assumption, fourfold, in an attempt to answer their inquiry. Since upward rising earthers claim the Earth, the luminaries, the atmosphere, and everything in it are all constantly rising together, there is no way for an experimenter to actually step outside this reference frame to confirm or deny their supposition. And this shows the ultimate futility of the upward rising earthers' entire argument. Since no one can escape Earth's reference frame in order to observe or measure this supposed vertical movement of the Earth, its atmosphere, and all the luminaries, there is no way to verify or falsify the hypothesis. Therefore, when questioning the directional vector of density layering on our flat Earth, you can pile assumption upon assumption to arrive at this speculative and unprovable conclusion, or you can simply allow reality to be as it is.
That was so thought-provoking.
What do you think about that? So what that's all about is like, okay, back when Flat Earth first started, that's a new video I just seen pop up, but I don't know how new it really is. Sometimes he recycles things, but when Flat Earth, that was Eric Dubé. So when Flat Earth first started, like the Flat Earth Society started saying some shit like the Earth was a disc just constantly like rising. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I guess there's people coming back maybe saying it again. Well, I'm alone.
Nope.
Rationally 30, what up?
Yep. Oh, what did I get to the bottom of the list?
I don't know.
Hey.
DN, what's up?
We're listening at work. Can you believe I've been on for an hour already?
I can't believe it.
I've only gotten like 3 Bible verses read, pretty much.
Go ahead, start your. I gotta make a cup of coffee anyway. Go back to what you were doing.
Yeah, I was gonna get a cup of coffee real quick. So,
you were gonna get a cup of coffee real quick too. All right.
Yeah, it's time. Here I got this thing.
No, we could play a video or something.
Just kidding. I'm not gonna do that.
Just a countdown. Hold on.
Whatever you need. Yeah, I can do it.
All right. I put it on the full screen one.
Like this for you.
The one that takes us off the screen, like the one next to the one you had before.
Yeah, right. So this thing. It still is on that.
All right, hold on.
Because it was your guest.
Hold on, I'm waiting for the commercial.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
I think I have coffee.
This video is ill. All right. All right. Make it so I can screen share. Hold on. Let me see. I gotta put it up there. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Can you see it? Can you put me up on the screen?
Let's see.
And it should take us off the screen. Well, it's gonna leave us on anyway. So I just do this.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. That's good.
All right.
Good job. Good job.
There you go.
Love it.
I was looking for a way to make.
It's okay if you wanted to play the commercial too.
We're back. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
You go. You got it.
Hey, yeah. So just did a quick slow take 5 on my Chichona channel. Oh, yay. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, well, talking about the Book of Acts. So now they got aboard some ship or a boat here, and they dismissed all the disciples and their families went home. Yo, yeah, the Jesus freaks. I mean Christians.
It's liquid gold, baby.
It is liquid gold,
Yeah, I'm getting mine out right now. How's yours? Let's have a liquid gold party. Liquid gold cheers time.
You vape tobacco?
Liquid gold, baby. It's liquid gold.
Liquid gold.
You got it?
Pretty good. Oh, I got 100% charge on my phone now all of a sudden. That was very cool.
I got 100% charge on my liquid gold.
Yeah, me too. So liquid gold is so good that like today.
Which one do you got?
I got the one from Illinois. It just appeared out of nowhere, and then I lost it actually, and had a really bad day for like hours. I thought it was gone, and then I'm like, "Fuck!" I just gotta accept the fact that it's gone.
Well,
and then I found
liquid gold can happen in anybody's life. as long as they just talk to me privately. If you want liquid gold to be a part of your life, get in touch with me. All right. Anyway,
It's pretty easy to accept the truth.
yeah.
I thought for a moment though that like, this was the cartoon version of my face that he somehow sniped a picture of me watching one of his videos. Yeah. Like I thought that was like, whose face is that? That's that guy watching going, that's me.
No, that's Parry. That's Parry Lax. That's his name. Parry Lax. Parry. That's
Yeah.
Parry. Because there is. You know why, Andrew?
Trying to remember.
Because there is no parallax, Andrew. Do you know what parallax means? Do you know what it means?
Like a multiple universe.
No, it means like, okay, the stars and the sun and the moon were put in the sky like a clock for us to tell the times and the changing of times, just like the Bible says. Right?
Yeah, I agree with that.
So parallax would be like, all right, so every night we see the same stars, the same positions, the same constellations. That's how we can tell time. That's how we can tell the changing of seasons and all that. So
Correct.
if we were spinning the way they're telling us, like around the sun, and the sun was spinning in a different way, and we were like going through space, then we wouldn't see the same constellations and stars every night. So there is no parallax. So that's why we named him Parallax.
Yes. I'm trying to find this picture I had of a flat Earth. It's really cool. Oh well. That's cool, man. This guy wants to read.
Yeah, he wants you to read the book of Acts. Go for it, dude. If there's a famine in the land for the word of God, I'm not going to stop it.
Well, because there's hunger and thirst for righteousness.
Go ahead. Do what you're going to do.
God says that there's always enough food, and I kind of agree. I mean, look, there's always food going spoiled at the store, they're thrown out.
Yeah, there's always plenty of food. Even when they try to tell us there's not a lot of food and like make it seem false scarcities and stuff, like, dude, there's cows everywhere.
Yeah, even where you don't think, like right under the city.
Go look outside. You'll find a cow somewhere.
Yeah.
Chickens.
Good luck finding God's word, though. It says there's going to be a shortage of God's word in those days. I'm pretty sure we're in those days.
What days do you think? What days do you think we're in?
The end of them, the last, like the summoning up time to count down to 0.
So the judgment of fire came or not?
Not yet.
Not
we're
yet.
approaching.
So the flood happened though.
Yeah, water.
That you're where I'm at. Thank you. All right, we're in the same spot. Okay, just checking.
Yeah, I think it was like a flood of water, and we were supposed to repent, and then Jesus came, and now we believe in him, and like waiting him to come back, and then it's going to be the big firestorm, right?
I still think the fire's coming.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, exactly.
I think we better get prepared for the fire.
Right.
I'm gonna start like fireproofing my house and building like bunkers in the ground. I'm prepping for this.
I'm welcoming the fire because hopefully we'll be taken up above it so that we can witness it and look down on the burning wickedness. And then we'll be approaching the new heaven and new earth coming down from heaven for us to live in glory.
It's liquid gold, baby.
Yes, for your mind. Yeah, so this is supposed to be like a comfortable.
What do you got? What is that? What are you puffing on there? What is that?
It's an e-cigarette.
Oh, yeah, I got mine. You get flavored ones?
Yeah, it's got liquid gold in it.
Oh. Yes. Gotcha. It's liquid gold, baby. Boom.
Right when you said boom, my screen turned off. This thing is whacked out. I've never had this problem before.
Oh God, it's gold.
We can take our time because the Word of God stands forever.
We can take as long as we want. I mean, we're not really doing anything. We're not really doing much of anything.
And if you're watching this now too, you're partakers in this. I'm sure. Well,
Is that bothering you? Can you hear that noise right there? You probably can. Just be honest. How does it sound? Does it sound bad?
I hear a little good static in the back.
Yeah.
If you're tuning in, it's like there in the back. Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's nothing I can do about that.
There was also a cow in Chicago, I heard, that kicked over a lantern one day, and Sally, what's her name, Sally? Or Nancy? No, not Nancy.
The cow that
kicked over the fire.
The cow that burnt down the candle that...
Kick-started the Chicago fire. Holy cow. See what happens? They're already picking on them. Everybody that has ever talked smack and is currently doing so about my friend Ray here online, just wanted to appreciate them leaving him alone. And only good supporters, please. By the way, bless you, Ray. Thanks for coming on. You're amazing. Just wanted to give you an encouragement. And now that you're muted somehow, now I heard a noise. There we go.
I'm here. I'm trying to figure out the noise situation.
It's all right. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I hate any little noise though. I hate it.
OCD perhaps or OCD?
Yeah. No, it's like compulsive. What do they call it?
I'm experiencing that now on my screen. Did you know we already lost half the people watching? So I better get back to my act.
Go ahead.
A real class act over here.
How many people do we got?
5 showing, but you know YouTube lies.
Yeah. Whatever.
Sorry about that. YouTube. We represent the truth here, and his name is Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait on my next coffee or else I'll explode.
I'm on my last coffee now, but I'll be all right. I'll make it.
I'm going to set my cigarette down, but keep it burning. I just got to keep touching my screen. All right, so here we're at verse 7. We continued our voyage from Tyre and landed in Ptolemy, where we greeted...
Hold on a second. Is that where you are, Jeffrey? You're in NYC? All right, go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, check it out. Hey, sub you, Jeffrey. Don't see a new video, though. Well, no despair. I'm sure there's something in the mix brewing. Everybody's got something on the back burner. Oh, I hear a good echo. I love it. It's right behind mine, like within step of what I say.
It's getting you going, huh? It's getting you moving in the morning, like boom, echo
A
time.
little
Echo
boom
time.
shaka. Boom shaka. Echo time.
What do you got up in the corner, Aurora?
Yeah.
Wayne's World, party time, Aurora.
Yes. Game on. Game
on. What do they say? I don't know. Let's pretend we're Wayne's World. I haven't seen it.
Legend has it in the town of Aurora. There was a bird named Enza, and I opened the window and influenza.
Dude, we should totally revamp your show to look like Wayne's World because you're in Aurora. Like we should definitely, dude. We should get Singeman on that right now. Where is he? Wake him up. Should I call him and wake him up?
Oh.
Singeman, we need to make Andrew's show look like Wayne's World immediately.
That's a little better. Mi casa, su casa. Wait, we got a nice clear hazy sky in the background.
What is that in the sky? A
Oh,
balloon?
that's what the sky. That's actually one of those water towers we have in every town here.
All right, all right, all right. I thought it was that
Hey,
weather balloon that came down.
hey, did you want to see something about weather?
Coming at you, Mr. D. Rue from St. Charles, Illinois, live on 4/21/2023. We're on Silver Glen Road, and we got the creamiest of the creamy. Silky smooth, chemical proof positive poisoning in the skies before your very eyes. Welcome to the countryside genocide. And it's worldwide.
It's worldwide, and you cannot hide. When he comes back and rolls up the sky like a garment or a scroll in a twinkling of an eye.
Sorry.
All right, it's called coffee for a reason. Oh, mine's hot. Oh, I forgot to touch my screen. There we go. Welcome.
Your parents are not your parents. Your past is not your past. Your life begins when you are chosen, is what the orphans were told. The orphan train movement was a supervised welfare program that transported children from crowded eastern cities to the United States to foster homes.
Yes, and my grandparents were those. I,
You like
I
that
asked
one?
my kid. I love that one.
Yeah, it's a
I
good
asked
one.
my dad about my history and like, ancestry. I'm like
Mhm.
about my grandparents
Yeah.
and their parents, and he was like, laughed at me and was like, "Good luck."
Really? That's what he said?
That's the
Yeah,
only one he
yeah.
said.
I asked my dad, and he's like, "Well, I had nine brothers and sisters." Like, all right, that's a big family. You know, it's like, I don't know. It's tough to keep track of everybody.
I'll just say that there are still asylums in our history, of current past history. Can't say much beyond that.
What the asylums?
Make things a little interesting, yeah. Oh yeah, not just
You
the
want to you want
orphans.
to you want to get into the asylums? I mean, we can get into the asylums. I mean,
They still play a major role in our society.
let me dig.
Think it's
Give
the
me
press.
give me a second. Let me dig something up.
Yeah. Well, while you dig, I'll just
Yeah.
continue
Yeah,
to read.
read your Bible, and I'll dig up the asylums.
Chime in when you're ready.
I
Leaving the
see.
next day, we reached Caesarea and stayed at the house of Philip the evangelist, one of the seven. He had four unmarried daughters who prophesied. After we had been there a number of days, a prophet named Agabus came down from Judea. Coming over to us, he took Paul's belt, tied his own hands and feet with it, and said, "The Holy Spirit says, in this way the Jews of Jerusalem will bind the owner of this belt and will hand him over to the Gentiles." When we heard this, we and the people were pleaded with Paul not to go up to Jerusalem. But Paul answered, "Why are you weeping and breaking my heart? I am ready not only to be bound, but also to die in Jerusalem for the name of the Lord Jesus." When he would not be dissuaded, we gave up and said, "The Lord's will be done." After this, we got ready and went up to Jerusalem. Some of the disciples went from Caesarea, accompanied us, and
Dude,
brought us.
dude, not to interrupt you, but do you really want to get into the orphan trains tonight?
Sure, if you want to go at it.
I just found a shitload.
If you're good with it, I can go for it.
It's whatever you want to do. You want to finish how many more? How much more do you got?
We got the whole Bible, Ray. So whatever you got to add to our life, man, I appreciate it.
You're really wait. You're gonna read the whole Bible on here?
Yeah.
That's your goal. So we're at Acts. What's Acts? What book is that? Like how far?
We have the Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
You've already read them. You've already read that much.
Yeah, and now we're in Acts, which is like continuing what happened after Jesus resurrected. Got it?
After they killed him and brought him back.
Yeah, the first disciples.
Isn't that like the middle of the Bible somewhere?
It is, yeah. Like if you were to open up like just the raw Bible, pick it up and open it. It's the beginning of the New Testament, and then we're getting into the teaching of.
Wow, you made it far, dude. I couldn't make it. I was reading, dude. I had all the time in the world.
I didn't start in Genesis.
And I still couldn't get it done. Oh, you didn't start you didn't do Genesis?
I started in Matthew, pretty much.
Why? Why didn't you start at Genesis?
Well, I've read some of that before, but I've been like going like back and forth through the New Testament and Old Testament, and just at random. So I decided just to read through the New Testament, and probably after, if I get through that, then I'll do the Old Testament.
All right, you guys want to look at some orphans at 4:30 in the morning? All right, orphan time.
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing this.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna let us get away with, but I got a shitload. All right.
We'll just play whatever. If we got to delete it, then whatever. I don't care. It's cool.
Look at this. We rode the orphan trains. Orphan trains. Can you share it? You share my screen?
Take a look here.
I don't know I don't know. I just found a shitload. I don't know how much of this is true, or whatnot, or what we're gonna get away with. But are we on? Am I on the screen? All right. Cool.
You might be asking yourself, can you actually create?
I can.
A huge trend in urbanization and immigration into the United States. Between 1800 and 1850, the population of New York increased 800%. The population of Boston increased 500%. The population of Philadelphia tripled. That process of urbanization, largely driven by the technology of the Industrial Revolution, brought with it many new challenges, among them the proliferation of orphans and runaways on the crowded, fetid streets of the nation's new growing cities. One man stepped up to try to address the problem with a controversial but well-meaning idea that would eventually affect more than 250,000 orphans and help to define the character of the new growing nation. It is history that deserves to be remembered. I don't know about you, but about my least favorite 3 words in the English language these.
Okay. Andrew, you there?
Yeah.
All right. All right. So, what do you think about this whole orphan train? It's history that needs to be remembered. Blah blah blah. Like, real quick, like while we got this guy on, right? So,
I'll tell you right now that
like no, seriously, to this guy, it seems as though this has always been in his history, right? But do you ever remember anything about orphan trains, being taught about them in school, anything in history class, anything in social studies, anything at all in your whole entire life?
Never once, no.
When did you learn about the orphan trains?
Within the past couple of years.
Who did you hear? What was the first person that you heard talking about it?
Either you or Divergent, probably.
Divergent, probably, yeah. All right. Just wondered.
Well, yeah, my grandparents were orphans.
So for me, this could be a Mandela effect because, like, you know, you heard I go by everything Jordy Rose says, but you know, you heard him say there's gonna be small changes, there's gonna be big changes, there's gonna be little shifts down to what you have for breakfast to major things, right? So like
all who dwell on the face of the earth,
you know, like all this new history's popping in.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy, it's always been that way.
These days is forgot your password. It seems like I am always having to use those password recovery tools. I mean, you know how it is. Everything's online these days. Everything requires a password. They all have different rules, so you can never remember your password. And if you can
I have your password?
remember the password, it's probably not secure, right? And you might have a password keeper that autofills forms on your phone or on your browser, but they probably don't share across platforms in a single secure place that you can access. Abysmal sanitation.
All right, here we go. I had to skip.
Slash history guy. Children and parents both faced serious discrimination for their nationalities and cultures.
Hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's start right from where he starts. Right. I don't want to hear that.
Poverty. Immigrants often had little or no money and only the belongings that they could carry with them. The poorest lived in crowded tenements with no plumbing and abysmal sanitation. Death was common in the deplorable conditions, and children often worked in the same factories as their families. The children and parents both faced serious discrimination for their nationalities and cultures. Abandoned or orphaned children were at the mercies of the city. Private orphanages were rare before the 19th century, and those that existed were picky about admission, usually discriminating based on race, ethnicity, or religion, and had harsh discipline systems. Even then, the orphanages were too few to deal with the volume of children, most of whom turned to gangs, crime, or prostitution as the only opportunities available.
You hear that? They turned to gangs, crime. But they started the mob, dude. They started the mob.
Some worked for what money they could, perhaps most famously as paper boys, shouting extra from street corners. The exact numbers of homeless children is difficult to pin down, but by 1850 there were an estimated 10 to 30,000 in New York City alone. There were no food stamps or aid programs, so it was up to philanthropists to do something about it. In 1853, Charles Loring Brace began an ambitious plan to help New York City's poor.
So this guy, Charles Loring Brace, he's like the head honcho, the main man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he comes up every time.
Brace was studying to be a minister and was serving the poor of the city at a mission in the 5 Points neighborhood. The neighborhood was one of the poorest in the city and was infamous as a densely populated, disease and crime-ridden slum. Here Brace saw the plight of New York's street children firsthand. At dusk, I found a girl on the 6th Street
They say he tried to help the children, though.
Begging, 9 years old, without a bonnet, barefooted and thinly clad. She set out every day to beg for money, he wrote in 1854. 5,000 children throng the streets at all times. The younger girls sweep the crosswalks. The older girls prostitute themselves. Brace came up with a plan based on a simple notion. Families could care for children better than institutions. He saw asylums like New York Juvenile to be a poor solution and said that the best of all asylums for the outcast child is the farmer's home.
So here we go, Andrew, the asylum. You see it?
Yeah.
So the asylums were places. Hey, let me turn this off while I talk.
So they put adults there after they were adults?
Yeah. So basically, this is what they did, Andrew. Do you know how they brought like the Irish and the Italians over? Like it seems like they brought them over first, right? Like, I'm Sicilian, and like first, where I'm from, it was like predominantly Irish and Italian immigrants, and there was like the Irish mob, the Italian mob, it all got started. But they had like these asylums, dude. Look how big. Look at this building. See how big that fucking thing is, right?
Look at that, it's like a watchtower.
It was a community of like 250 or more people living within these buildings, and they would keep them within this community, and they had bunches of them everywhere. And when you would come over as an immigrant, they would question you, and if you didn't go along with whatever they wanted you to go along with, they would diagnose you with some crazy schizophrenia and put you in here. And you'd end up living there your entire life with like 250 people in a small community inside one of these things. And the conditions were terrible. But the building looks nice.
The great duty is to get these children of unhappy fortune utterly out of their surroundings and send them away to the country. To that end, he formed the Children's Aid Society in 1853. The society had a large range of initiatives to assist poor children, but it's become most famous for its efforts in getting poor and orphaned children into foster families.
Give a nickel.
Initially, Brace placed children individually.
Just give us a nickel, please. Just someone donate a nickel. Someone donate a nickel right now. Thank you.
Comes fairly close to the city and surrounding states, but in 1854 began what is now known as the Orphan Train Program. The term orphan trains was not used at the time, and the Aid Society called it the Immigration Department, Home Finding Department, and finally the Department of Foster Care. But the most common...
So it was the Immigration Department, Home Finding Department, and then it was the Department of Foster Care. You see how it works? It's still around today. Now it's probably CPS custody. You know what I mean? It's the same thing.
The term at the time was outplacement to distinguish it from placing children in orphanages. And despite the popularity of that term orphan train, many of the children never rode a train, or in fact didn't go very far at all. About a third of them found their placement within the state of New York. The first orphan train left for New York City from Michigan in September 1854. 45 children were accompanied by E.P. Smith, an agent of the society. The trip proved an adventure for children, most of whom had never seen anything other than a squalid city.
Wait. A what? E.P. Smith, an agent of the society? Is that what he just said?
No.
I don't know. I want to go back. I want to hear that again.
State of New York. The first orphan train left for New York City from Michigan in September 1854. 45 children were accompanied by E.P. Smith, an agent of the society. The trip proved an adventure for children, most of whom...
An attendant of the society? What society? The Oddfellows?
Whom had never seen anything other than a squalid city. The journal of the trip reads, "As we whirled through orchards loaded with large red apples, their enthusiasm rose to the highest pitch. It was difficult to keep them within doors, arms stretching out, hats swinging, eyes swimming, mouths watering, and all screaming, 'Oh, just look at 'em!' But the challenges of the program also showed. On the trip there, Smith had allowed 2 passengers from Manhattan to adopt boys without any reference, and he picked up another boy in Albany. When the train arrived, Smith served as an advocate, or less charitably, a salesman, playing on townspeople's sympathies and extolling the advantages of handy boys and girls to do housework. Smith said in order to get a child, any potential adopter had to have recommendations from a pastor and a justice of the peace, but historians doubt the rules were strictly followed. 15 of the children were adopted on the first day, and 22 more found homes before Smith sent the last 8 by train to Iowa City. This first trip was judged a success, and soon more parties were being sent west. Brace thought that farm families in the West needed the labor of children, and that they had the necessary moral fiber to save the children from debauchery on the streets. He wrote that in every American community, especially a Western one, there are many spare places at the table of life. The trains would become regular fixtures in many Western towns, eventually placing children in 45 states, as well as in Canada and Mexico. As Brace was an ardent abolitionist, before the Civil War, children weren't sent to the South. Committees were formed in towns, which were responsible for arranging for adoptions. Often this meant some kind of event where children were put on stage and took turns giving their names, singing a little ditty, or saying a piece, a practice that gave rise to the term put up for adoption. The children often found the process...
That's funny. They made them get up on stage and sing songs and do a little ditty to get adopted. Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy.
They had to work for it, you know?
Yeah, I'm from Boston. Well, that's my name, Boston Ray. I mean, they wouldn't call me, I wouldn't call myself Boston Ray if they didn't.
Unpleasant, as they were prodded and checked for healthy teeth like livestock. One newspaper account said that the boys were seated on the stage facing the audience. The mode of distribution was for the agent to call the name of an applicant and let him select his boy. The children were adopted for free, although the Aid Society stipulated that they should be well taken care of. There were other ways that children were adopted as well. Sometimes families would fill out a form specifying things like age, gender, and even eye or hair color. Organizations would identify a child and send them out. The program was supported by philanthropists like Charlotte Augustus Gibbs and by money raised through Brace's speaking and writing engagements. The children were given new clothes and a Bible as they got on the train.
Oh, that's
their first time on that new technology.
At least they got a Bible.
At least on paper, prospective adoptive parents were expected to treat the children well and were screened to be fit as parents.
Fido, quiet
Younger
down.
children were to be treated as one of their
No
own
food
children
for you.
and were to be sent to a school. And society agents were supposed to check in once a year, a goal that was impossible given that there were only a handful of agents and thousands of placements. Older boys might remain for 1 year before deciding to stay or go. By 1855, the society was sending 3,000 kids a year west, and dozens of institutions were funneling children to the trains. Railroads gave discounted fares to the children and their agents. Stories of the children abound. An 1891 edition of the Chicago Tribune said that they came from all the various avenues into which the little mites are driven by circumstance. the Oakland Tribune wrote in 1909. From the great metropolis, where they've been picked from the slums, from reeking tenements, from homes of detention and almshouses, the little ones were being carried into the great, lonely, unknown West to seek homes. Orphan Susan Galbraith's parents were dead. She explained that she became a singing girl. I went on board boats and sung. I had no other way of getting along.
Nice.
I am tired of singing. I would like to live with somebody. Though many children shared her plight, a large number of the children sent west weren't actually orphans. Many were runaways.
Yeah, Andrew put out the link, right? Didn't you put out the link if anyone wants to join us, right? You did, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fleeing poverty or abuse and jumping at a chance for a new life. Others were given up voluntarily by parents who couldn't afford to take care of them. Mary Ann Moxie gave her child Hattie, freely and of my own will. I hereby promise not to interfere in any arrangements the society may make. Another child said later that my mother bore 5 children and accepted responsibility for none. The program wasn't without its critics. Catholics accused the Protestant brace of trying to make Protestants of the children. A similar program of baby and mercy trains was started by Catholic groups. Some abolitionists objected, seeing it as a kind of indentured servitude not far apart from slavery. Brace disagreed, saying that they focused on finding families for children as opposed to employment. But the society did ask that older children be paid for their work. Often the children were adopted purely for their labor, and on less common occasions abused or mistreated. Margaret Thompson was adopted from an orphan train by a family in Nebraska. In 1993, she told the Chicago Tribune that she had no fond memories for her foster mother. All she got me for was to work, Thompson said. I never got any love in that home.
Yeah, all she got... No, dude, all she got me was to work. Like, can you believe this shit? Like, why didn't they tell us about this? There was no love in that home. Like, I heard that. Like, they treated these kids as, like, less than. Like, less than. They didn't... I'm sure there was probably some exceptions. There was probably some people that really loved children that were really nice to them. But hopefully, you know, there is a God, you know. There probably was some people out there that were nice to the kids. But for the most part, they treated them like less than their normal kids. Like if they had like real kids, they treated the orphans like workers, like slaves. Like get out there and shuck some corn. They used to shove them down chimneys. They used to use them as chimney sweep because they were small and they could fit down the chimney. They did a lot of fucked up shit to these people.
Oh, you know,
The program also left out children of color, undesirable ethnicities, those with handicaps, and children deemed incorrigible. And other organizations were even less circumspect in the suitability of parents, but sent children west in the same ways.
Circumspect.
Others didn't want to go. Hazel Latimer's mother was sick but alive, but that didn't stop the orphanage from sending her to Texas.
Circumspect. There's something about the word circum that just makes me uncomfortable.
No use arguing, she said later. She never saw her mother again. Another recounted that his father gave him an envelope with his address, asking him to be sure to let him know when he got to his destination. His caretaker took it, saying a clean break was best. Another refused to go home with a farmer, resorting to biting and kicking, which he said made the audience think he was an incorrigible. He was lucky, though, eventually being adopted by an older couple who promised to buy him a pony and a bicycle and a puppy. Although either the family or the child could end the placement, critics thought that the screening procedures were inadequate and that local committees wouldn't deny approval to even unfit neighbors. For some children, it took several tries before a placement stuck. One girl ran away from her new family to return to the Aid Society, telling them that the family didn't want a child, they wanted a slave. Some thought the program only inundated the West with future criminals, while others thought that the best of the immigrant children were being sent away. The society insisted that their program successfully gave the children a chance at a real life. In 1910, the society claimed that 87% of the children sent west had done well, while 8% had come back to New York and the remaining 5% had died, disappeared, or gotten arrested. Among children who had been on the trains, many lived successful lives and became doctors, lawyers, mayors, or congressmen. 2 even became governors. An independent investigation in 1883 determined that the committee, while bad at screening, was largely successful for children under the age of 14. For many of the children, the experience was traumatic. There was so much hurt and pain being separated from your family, said one writer years later. They told us not to talk about it. There was such a stigma on orphans. The children were viewed with suspicion and faced bullying for being trained children. As adults, some of the children felt that they were treated more as a hired hand than a son or a daughter, and others bemoaned the erasure of their family history. The program lasted for 75 years before the last train from the Aid Society trundled west in 1929. By then, many aid groups had shifted their focus, and Western states were growing and dealing with their own urbanization issues. In 1895, Michigan passed a statute banning the placement of out-of-state children without the payment of a bond to guarantee that the children would become a burden on the state. And other states passed similar laws, hoping to focus efforts on their own homeless children.
Boom, baby. Start
By
for it.
1929, the Children's Aid Society and other organizations had moved more than 250,000 children.
Stop for
west,
it. Boom,
with
baby.
Mixed results.
right, I'm
The
agree.
great-granddaughter of one of those orphans married the history guy. And the underpinning of Brace's philosophy that children are better off in foster homes than in institutions like orphanages continues to be an underpinning of the foster care system that we have in the United States today, which continues to face many of the same challenges that were faced in the 19th century. And even the kids who found loving homes in the West seem to lose something in the forced migration, but most historians agree that the program was beneficial to most of the children. And historically, the orphan trains represented a massive immigration program that helped to define what it means to be an American. The Children's Aid Society still exists today, continues to be involved in programs to help
posting this.
needy children.
Please
So
do.
we'll-
I hope you enjoyed this
Yeah,
episode.
I'm doing it right now.
Short snippets
All
of got history
platforms
between
right
10 and
now.
15
Okay.
minutes long. And if you did enjoy, please go
trying
ahead
to-
and click that thumbs up button. If you have any,
Oh shit! I just lost.
if you have any questions or
Dude.
comments or
There's my
suggestions,
man.
Dude, my screen. Dude, did you see that? Did my screen just go black on you? Did you see it too?
Nope.
Oh,
No, I
it,
didn't see
it did it to me. It did it to me. It's been doing it, dude. It's been doing this to everybody. Something's going on. Something's going on. The screen's been going black on people's phones, on people's computers, for glitching out.
Don't accept the upgrade. Just keep postponing it.
All right,
It's my advice.
check this out. Hold on. Oh, I'm not. Hold on one second.
Yeah. Oh, it did it again. I just get the blackout. It's doing it to me now. As soon as you said that. That's so weird. And so, it happens. So there's a sponsor up there on the right. We managed to pull in a sponsor. Can you believe that, Ray?
What do you mean a sponsor?
See it up there on the top right?
yeah. Cop Cam Junkie. Love that.
The latest
I
top
love
show
that.
on the internet.
I love. It's the best. It's the best Cop Cam channel so far that I've seen.
Yeah. Pulled a few strings in Hollywood YouTube.
No. I'm not gonna say that. There are some good ones.
It just all came down, like magic. Magic.
All right, you ready? An orphan train rider tells their story. You ready for this? Are you? Can you handle it? I hope you're sitting
This is
down.
exciting.
I hope you're sitting down for this.
Where's some people who wanted to come on the panel? It's like prime time now in the streets.
I don't know what people's problem is. Someone will show up eventually.
Coming. Someone needs to just come to show their support. This is what it's about. This is a fundraiser. But we're not looking for money. We're looking for cheers. This is the cheers group. We're trying to get on up. Dude,
I feel you. I need friendship support. Friendship support.
Yeah. Will the real internet friends please show up? Please stand up. The real meltologist, please show up. If you can memorize the whole mud sweatologies these days and enter YouTube with that knowledge, you're off on a good footing. These stepping stones will melt under your feet.
These days, all you got to do is add ology to the end of something, and you have a study.
What happened? Yeah, Jesus said he's the door, right? We got to enter through the narrow door, wasn't it? Or the gate, something.
This guy's an orphan train rider. Do you want to hear what he has to say? Can you hear it? Do you want to hear him? It's up to you. I mean, I don't have to play it. Like,
aboard for the orphan train.
This is what he's saying.
I was born ready. I'm working on getting red eye. Ready? I'm ready. I got my tool. Gotta scrape the wax paper off.
Look, there he is, dude. That's him. He's in the wagon. Look, that's the same
It's not
guy.
because you didn't give me the screenshot.
You could tell that that's him, dude. When he was a kid, that's fucking crazy. Look at
You
the
got
brick.
something?
Look at the bricks. Oh, you can't see it. Oh,
Right now.
you're not even sharing my screen.
Oh, we got it now. Here we go. Fire it up.
All right, I'll start over. That's
Oh,
why you were,
okay.
that's why you were talking. You didn't see it. All right.
You need the
let's-
reminder.
Well, I forgot that we weren't on like my StreamYard. We're on your StreamYard. We're all fucked up tonight. All right, let's do it.
It's okay. It's how we get a little pruning.
Stanley Cornell, who was born in 1920 in Elmira, New
Cornell.
York, was also not a true orphan, though he too would ultimately ride the train to a new home. Stanley's father, a World War I veteran, had health problems associated with his wartime mustard gas exposure. After his wife died of tuberculosis in 1924, Floyd Cornell was unable to properly care for Stanley, Stanley's younger brother Victor, and sister Eloise. Stanley was a few months shy of his 5th birthday when his mother, Lotta,
Oh, that's him.
died.
I've seen that picture before.
He still remembers how she cried out for her children near the end.
When Mom was in her room crying and hollering and wanting, she said, Stan, Vic, please come see me, and crying, night and day practically. We put this, and the window was up so high, about there on up, down below is not. I got the wagon up there, and then there's the orange crate that I set inside of the wagon so I could climb up to the window and get in the window because the door was locked to her room.
He believes his relatives may have tried to keep him away from his mother because tuberculosis is contagious. As a young boy, however, he didn't understand.
I crawled up in there and out to the, inside the window, and I helped my brother up. Then we both went over to her bed, and she held her hand and was crying. And I don't remember what she had to say, of course. I was too young, I think, and also she was crying so. But I think what she told us, she knew she was dying.
After his mother died, he sometimes felt like no one was looking after them, especially as his father tried to work while struggling with his own health problems.
2 ladies came out in the big limousine.
He's like a reptile.
And we didn't have a car, of course, but it looked like a big limousine. And they come in and talked to Dad, and then they talked to us and asked us if we was happy. And I can remember saying, not really, no, not really. You know, I didn't want to complain, but that was true because we weren't too happy.
The boys were taken by the Children's Aid Society, while an aunt took in their younger sister, then a toddler. At the orphanage, children were separated by gender. Even on the playground, a tall brick wall separated the boys from the
girls. They were separated by gender. The boys from the girls. Let's go back. Let's just get that on record.
A brick wall separated the boys from the girls.
My brother and I were separated when we was in there.
They were separated from gender. There was one brick wall that separated the boys from the girls. They didn't need like 250 different brick walls to separate different he, him, shim, her, whatever, right? Like,
For a blanket.
how's the green apple treating you? How you like that? How you like them apples?
There for those 6 months. But
Sweeter
in
than
between
honey.
the houses, they had about 15 feet of chicken wire so that we could get together. And every day at noon, Vic would come from his side, I'd meet him down front, and we'd talk through the fence.
The children were given
Back through
sparse
the
and
fence.
simple meals, milk, bread, or soup. Occasionally they were given a piece of fruit.
Then they'd come by before we finished and they'd leave an apple or a banana, or orange, as you know, for each one of us. And if you went outside, out of the building to out in the yard, the bullies would take it away from you. It was not a very pleasant place to be at times. However, it was a place that we stayed warm, you know, at night, and had some change of clothes and things like that.
before Stanley and Vic Cornell ended up with the Lutie, Texas farm family that would end up providing them a wonderfully happy childhood. They were sent away from a half-dozen other households.
Well, we lived in 6 different homes that
Six.
rejected us. after the
6
first
different
month or
homes.
2 or 3 months, sent us back because they didn't want to keep us.
They didn't want to keep them.
And I don't know what the reason was.
I don't know
I was
either.
too young to know whether we
no
couldn't
idea.
get on with their baby sister or brother, or was mean to them, or I don't know what.
Stanley Cornell, now a Colorado resident, counts himself and his brother Vic, now living in Idaho, among those who were snatched from poverty and woe. The man who would raise the 2 boys as his own had never planned to take in a child from the orphan train that arrived in the Texas panhandle town of Wellington one December night in 1926. It was a neighbor who suggested it.
He was in town that day, he wanted a new Model T, and he needed flaps on his windows on his car. So the farmer that rode in with him says, Mr. Deidre, you got 2 girls, 10 and 13.
So
you always wanted boys.
So listen to this, Andrew. This is a trip. So for us, right, we never even knew about these fucking orphan trains, right? For this guy, he was on the fucking, he was on one of them. You know what I mean?
At least a boy. Yeah, I like to have a boy.
He was there.
So he said, let's stop by.
The children from the train were lined up. An agent traveling with the children encouraged the farmer to take both boys, as Vic clung to his big brother's hand and cried. They only had each other, and had already been to 6 other homes where it hadn't worked out.
Imagine getting passed around like that at home.
Agreed to take both. His wife, waiting at home with the girls, had no idea her husband had even stopped to see the children from the train.
Mom was wanting to sew. She liked to sew, but she's always done, you know.
Mom.
She wanted to sing her sewing machine is what she wanted. And she thought that was the day that he was going to get one for her. Well, he drives up and he goes in the house. He says, Mom, you and the girls go out there and get the groceries out of the back seat. And it's still snowing and blowing, you know, so they go out there. And when one of the girls opened the door, they see the movement of the blanket and the voices, and they jump back, and one of them squealed.
They squealed.
When they
And
inside the
one of them
blanket,
pulled the blanket off, and there was just 2 white-headed kids there, you know, eating candy. They picked us up and carried us to the house.
Candy.
It was worth $1 million.
I know. I'm about.
Boy, they gave us a good
Hold on.
home.
Let me get mine.
That was home.
Incredible.
Years later, after serving in World War II, Stanley would reunite with his birth father. His sister had found her brother several years earlier. Stanley let his birth father know that his childhood had turned out wonderfully. They kept in touch over the years, but he always saw his adoptive parents
Do I still have
as
one?
his
Hold on.
parents.
I don't know if I still have one. I gotta check my.
Arsenal?
Yeah, I don't think I do. Oh yeah, I got one left.
Be careful. Be
In the
careful that your
1800s,
stuff
the railroads faced a problem. Farm labor
I got one
shortages
left.
along their newly expanded westward lines threatened profitability. Not surprisingly, in 1853, they jumped at the chance to support a New York City minister's idea, an early version of foster care that would find
Look at the guy
homes
with
for
the
the city's
pin.
orphans
He looks like
on farms in the
a
Midwest.
shrunken adult. There's some toll on
They
your
were
face.
told,
This
your
is a
parents
good
are
one.
not your parents. Your past,
Past
is
is not your
past.
past. Your life begins when you were chosen. They were told. Let's do that again.
Did you know?
Wait up. Check this out.
They were told, your parents.
Your parents are not your parents. Your past is not your past. Your life begins when you were chosen.
Your parents are not your parents. Your past is not your past. Your life begins
orphan
when you are
trains
chosen.
began
Is
because-
what the
Yeah, exactly. That's what they were told. Imagine,
Boom, baby.
imagine being a little kid and being told that shit. Just
It would cross your spirit.
green apple lollipops.
And you would need a green nap. And make sure that money don't take
Get your green apple lollipop.
and hide it so that bully at the fence don't take it. You know, they're like horses. They're gonna come eat that apple in one bite.
I love
Don't let anybody steal your love money.
These ones. count, count,
Did you
count
get
down
your
from.
carrot? Did you have enough time to get your carrot or your feeding bag? All right, everybody, at the trough now. To get your feeding bag.
All right. Let's play this.
Do it.
A Methodist minister in New York City named Charles Loring Brace looked around the streets of New
There
York
he is again.
and saw that there were 30,000 children living on the streets. They were getting run over, dying of starvation, of exposure, going to jail, becoming criminals, and becoming prostitutes. What we think of as Dickensian London is really what it was like then for poor people. Immigrants were pouring in. The Industrial Revolution was replacing jobs for poor people with machines. The Civil War was raging and creating vulnerable war widows. So there are many reasons that there were all these children on the streets.
Or they could have been
and
cloning
Brace
them.
Had this idea. It was sort of a glorified fresh air fund.
You ever get to a town and then just notice after a couple days?
They could have. Listen. These kids could have been straight up incubator, test tube clones, grown right out of a whatever you, maybe not clones, but whatever you want to call it, test tube.
Mass production.
It's a real thing.
It's producing the masses.
You don't believe me? All right, let me look it up.
Population therapy.
All right, ready? Let me just show you guys something.
Be right back. Give me 2 seconds.
Go. Am I still sharing? Can you guys see it? Am I sharing still? No, I'm on a different screen. Damn. Let me see. It ain't gonna let me share this other screen, is it? I hate using other people's stream. I'll wait till he comes back. Alright, I'll keep this going for now. I got it ready though.
And send them to farms in the Midwest where labor is needed. Maybe we can save their lives, and maybe we can clean up the streets of New York. He worked with the train companies to send children on trains to the Midwest, and the trains each held between 10 and 20 children. And over the course of the next 75 years, over 250,000 children were sent to the Midwest. There were 2 ways that people got children from the orphan trains. The Foundling Hospital, which got into the act a little bit later, would put notices in newspapers.
Foundling Hospital. Let's just mud flood it real quick. Look at this building.
Certainly.
Hey, can you share my other screen? It's what do you see right now?
All right, I can share it now, or just wait. You want to mud flood it?
Real quick, we'll leave that one up, and just leave that one up, but share this other one real quick, so I can go over it.
Is that it?
Is it up? Let me see. No, you don't see a different screen.
Is it?
Hold on. Let me do it like this. Let me stop sharing. I have to do it this way. Share screen. All right, this will let me switch around. I didn't have it set up. Right. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So, in vitro fertilization, test tube babies. In vitro fertilization is a process of fertilization where the egg is combined with sperm. In vitro, in a glass. In vitro means in a glass. The process involves monitoring and stimulating a female's ovulatory process, removing an ovum and ora from their ovaries and egg. Just taking an egg from their ovaries and letting a sperm fertilize in a culture, in a laboratory, in a petri dish. After the fertilized egg, zygote undergoes embryo culture.
Yeah.
For 2 to 6 days, it's transferred by a catheter into a uterus. But they weren't doing it like that. They can just grow people. They can just grow people. They can just straight up grow people. Hold on, let's see what else we got here. Test tube babies. Test tube babies.
His mother was a...
Hold on, let's see. World's first test tube baby born. I doubt it. This was going July 1978.
I mean, there's ancient temple that...
No. It happened before. It happened before that. History Channel. Shut up.
Yeah.
You shut the fuck up. 1948. Look, right there. 1948.
Oh, 48.
You see what I'm saying? It goes back even further.
Yeah, like 8. I'm sure it was even before Christ they had something. I mean, what did the Roman Empire do to spread everybody?
There's something else I want to. There's something else that I want to go over real quick.
Yeah, what you got?
Just to switch it up a little bit. I mean, we can do orphan trains all night, but all right. Let me see.
Oh, sing time. That's cool. If I had a voice to sing, you'd be hearing it.
This is gonna go deep. You guys better be buckled up. Okay.
Sounds like somebody's practicing a bass beat.
Am I still screen sharing?
Yeah, you got to upload another guest.
All right. You ready?
If you're ready.
Okay. This was... Can you see it?
You got it.
Scientists find water on the moon for the first time. For the first time. Just keep that in mind. Okay. I seen one that they just found water on the moon the other day for the salt water for the first time, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, not moon. Hold on. Not the moon. I'm wrong. Hold on. I got it wrong. They did it with the moon too. But hold on. You'll get my point in a minute. You're gonna love this because I'm gonna bring it full circle. Okay, can you see this?
Yeah.
All right, this was 8 days ago, so this is pretty recent.
Right.
Okay, they're trying to say the Mars rover, the Johnny 5, that everybody believes that we're remote controlling from here, right?
It is Johnny 5. Look at that. They gave him a desert color.
Dude, Johnny 5 was predictive programming. The movie Short Circuit was predictive programming for this stupid...
I love that.
The reason why they did that was so that when people see this shit, they would believe it. They knew they were going to do this shit eventually. You know what I'm saying? It's all... The whole world's a stage. It's all part of the plan. Mars rover discovers liquid... Stick to the plan. Mars rovers discovers liquid salt water on the red planet for the first time. Look, May 4th, 2023. Just keep the dates in mind here. Okay, that's what's important. It doesn't matter. Whatever they say is a bunch of bullshit, right? Okay, but this is the dates. Okay, so the rovers found it for the first time, water on Mars in 2023, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure.
No, watch. Water on Mars. This is from 6 days ago. Okay, let's just keep going.
Bigger than Hollywood. Look.
Hold on, keep going. Water on Mars. Look, it keeps going back for like years and years. Look, 2021. Like, they found, scientists discover liquid water on Mars for the first time. Look, like they've done it. Like, let's see. Oh, this is all the new one. Hold on. There's old, if you keep going, there's more. It goes back for years, right? Look.
Probably as long as they've been taking out.
Here it is, 2022. This one's 2022, right? They already found water on Mars here. And let's see what this date is. Today, this is probably older.
I don't know. To me, it seems like all the stuff.
But basically, the Mariner 9 satellite, the one that looks like a ceiling fan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, that's the one with the one they gave the spirit of the devil. Or
the one.
something?
No, it looks like a sailing fan, dude. See?
Yeah, right. Oh, that thing. Yeah.
But this one was the one that supposedly first found liquid water on Mars, and that was back in the 70s. Okay. Watch this. Okay.
That makes no sense too, because it doesn't even look like it would get good reception on Earth. I mean, once we've seen how fraudulent the program is, we know.
Look,
it's laughable.
Look, chronologically, discoveries of water on Mars. Look at this. To date, Wikipedia. To date, the interplanetary spacecraft has provided abundant evidence on water, dating back to the Mariner 9 mission, which arrived in '71. So the Mariner 9 found it, right? Then the Viking program found it. Then, if you keep going, like Mars Global Surveyor found it. You know, like as the years go on, they just keep finding water on Mars for the first time. Mars Odyssey, that's 2003. Look, Mars Pathfinder.
Amazing, because
for the first time, it's the first time. It's the first time they found water on Mars. Look, the Phoenix, they found it. Mars Exploration Rovers 2018, they found water for the first time. You know what I mean? It's like, it just keeps going on and on and on. Like, they always find water for the first time on Mars. Like,
it seems like news, but it's always the same thing. I hear it's just like, oh, they got water. Oh, I thought they already did that. Right?
Look, yeah. It's
is that a Mandela?
Look, 2015, Harvard. Going with the flow. New evidence of liquid water on Mars. So if they found it in 2015, why are they telling us today in 2023 they just found it for the first time? What is going on with these people? Do they think we're fucking stupid?
It's not still new.
Fido, shut up!
They're making this shit up every time now, like we're idiots.
Do I have to do I have to bang it in the head anymore? Do you guys see what I'm trying to say? Do you guys get my point? I mean, I can go deeper into this if you want me to, but, like, Fido!
She's like, is it in? You might have to go deeper. I think people aren't convinced. There's only 8 people. Now it's only 8 people.
Well, that's good. I like that. I like that. Listen, Andy, I've always said that I'd rather have 8 people around me that I could trust than 1,000,000 people that are going to stab me in the back. You know what I'm saying? All right. So anyway,
sound advice there. You know. Hey, that ties in
hey, look, look at this. Special thanks to Heather Allens from the Department of Organismic and Evolutionary Biology. Special thanks. Hey, raise the roof.
We don't see it, but that's cool what you're doing. We don't see it. You didn't upload it as a guest?
Green apple edibles. Get yours today. I don't know what they are. They taste pretty good. What do you think?
You're supposed to take 1 lick per 15 minutes. Then wait.
I don't know.
Doctor. An apple a day will keep the doctor.
This episode was sponsored by Green Apple Edibles. Oh man.
Grown on a tree in your backyard.
What happened to Sidge Man when you need him? Get him on here to do some.
Oh, he's one of the founding members.
Wake his ass up.
He needs to start practicing kung fu.
Nancy, page Singe Man. Nancy, page him in.
He's probably honing his rope dart skills at the moment.
Hold on. Did you send me the link? I'll send him the link.
Did you know that also? I heard. Oh, what's his name? I'm trying to remember now. Jeez, they shouldn't have silenced him. Now I can't remember his name.
Put the link in the chat again, dude.
Dr. Kaufman.
That's what you got to keep doing. You got to keep putting it out. Otherwise, people don't realize it that it's an.
Did you know that Dr. Kaufman is one of my favorite YouTubers?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, check it out. Look at this. The latest comment right here. Look at that thing. Click it. Somebody do it. You have the.
No, I mean I'll put something on in a second. I have a ton of shit to share. I'm just trying to send Singe a link because he probably doesn't know yet.
Hone to click the link. Anyone that wants to boycott YouTube or just say, "Hey, what's up, YouTube?" or come on the show and say nothing at all or everything you want to ever say to the world.
Or if you have a Bible question for Andrew, or if you want to know anything.
If you have a Bible question for Andrew, or if you want to know anything for Ray.
Yeah.
And then if you really want the expert, you can get on the panel and discuss these things further with Ray. He's the expert.
Or if you have a channel and you want to promote yourself and you want to come on and play a video from your channel, I'll play it.
So Ray's a saint, and I just wanted to let you know too that if you believe in this channel, you're also a saint.
Well, that's what this thing is. It's like, look, we're streaming on Boston Ray Mudfoot Adventures. We're streaming on Boston Ray Levelhead. We're streaming on Andrew Havidic channel. So,
yeah,
that's 3 channels. What we're trying to do is help other people out. Like, if you want to come on and like, hey, I have a channel. Hey, look at my video, and like drop your link in the chat. No problem.
Sure. Yeah.
Alright, what do we got? Alright. I think we're gonna have to go full Ill Bill on him at this point. What do you think?
I'm full ready for Ill Bill.
Alright.
If you're not ready for Ill Bill, you need to get ready now.
Well, I'll set it up. Give me a second. I'm not gonna just play just music. I'll get it going.
Of course. I'd also like to take this opportunity to give a shout out to our sponsor over there on Copcam channel, Copcam Junkie.
yeah.
You guys check them out when they go live, especially keep an eye out for Agent Brown when he's in town.
So here we go. So I have a friend, and his name is Bill, and he dropped an Ill album, and his name's Ill Bill, and it just came out a few days ago, and it's fire. It's called Billy.
Yeah.
Look at the front.
Wait, do you guys see this? Here we go with the redo.
Put me back up.
I love the heart blanket over the.
Can you put it back up? Can you put it back up now?
You got it. Lost you on the sound. His music is awesome. We check the guest list too.
Yeah, the album gets pretty good, but I'm not gonna listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, if you will.
Pretty good. It worked. Can you hear me now? You can hear me now.
Yeah, that sounds really good. I don't even have the volume up.
Things are getting stuck to my face.
I was thinking about like how many times do I gotta lick my lips before.
Fucking sticky as fuck. That's sticky.
Super sticky. wherever you put it, just make sure it's a clean surface. You don't want any hair.
I like the way the lollipops melt. At least though, that's pretty cool.
Like really clean, yummy taste. Like just the mildness you need. Not too strong, but the effect is just gentle and good. I just love it.
Green apple edibles did a great job this time.
Shout out Green Apple Farm. Is that what it's called? Oh, it's called Jesus Flat. No, just Jesus. Jesus from Heaven Farm. He made the Starleaf happen.
Yeah.
So Green Apple.
You call it whatever you want. It is what it is.
The apple of my eye. Well, I lost you on the screensaver.
What? What happened?
I'm being attacked by a screensaver demon.
Oh yeah. I know what you mean.
I know I didn't program my phone to do that. It happened tonight. Well, did you know he also gave us coffee? And a saying commonly shared among folks, they say puff puff day. So I'd like to give a shout out to our most famous and infamous Lord Jesus Christ. Of course, he has heard your prayers. And welcome everyone here.
How many people we got? How many people we at?
We're at 27 so far in the chat. You know.
Really? We have 27 people watching?
Yeah, I mean, if YouTube can make up numbers, so can I. Might as well guess, right? What do you think?
It's telling me 400 people in the chat right now.
It's one. No, it's two. Play these marbles.
Yeah, I don't know.
Marbles.
Come on the show, Morgan. It's an open show.
Everybody, welcome the father of YouTube, Isabella Yacht Live.
He'll come on. Morgan will come on. Listen, Morgan, here's the deal. I already did enough work for this stream, okay? Like, I'm just streaming. It's Andrew's stream, and I'm just streaming it to my channel. He's going to read the Bible, but...
You ready? Morgan knows the Bible.
I'm pretty much done. I'm just going to sit here on my ass. But anyone else who wants to come on, and I'll share whatever you want. Come on the show. Super Sidewinder, if you want me to share that, you come on the show, put it in the private chat, and then I can get to it. I can't get to it. It doesn't allow me to get it here from here. Just saying. That's the way I can get to it, if it's in the private chat.
You like my bonsai tree, Ray?
What's up?
Potted plant on my avatar. Really cool.
Oh yeah, I saw the video that you made. You put a video up, right? Like a short or something, right? About the bonsai.
The thing about that is nothing. It's just an avatar because I'm bored with my life. I don't have anything.
Oh, you don't really have a bonsai plant?
That's the only thing I could think of to take a picture of for my mod or whatever it's called, my avatar.
You can use boom.
Now you can click it. You realize every time you say you never put out the link, you realize every time.
He's on my channel. No, you gotta go to Andrew's channel, Morgan, because my channel. I don't know. Maybe it's not coming out on my channel because we're doing it differently tonight. We're not on my StreamYard. We're on his StreamYard. So
Ray doesn't feel like looking up how to put out panel guest invite on
Morgan's probably go to Andrew Havidic's channel. Hold on.
Yeah, havidic.
Hold on.
Havidic.
Actually, I can put the. Maybe I can't put the link in. Hold on. Let me see.
I don't know if you can. I mean, that'd be really awesome. Then you'd have more power. But I just wanted to say you should change your name now to 2.1, or at least 2.1A. Everybody should go back today, later on, and look at that live stream Morgan did. Oh, that was fire.
Where are we?
I listened to it as long as I could.
Where is?
No, he actually got somebody to listen to him.
I think I got it. I think I got it, Morgan. There you go. See if that works, Morgan.
Yeah, what's going on over here? Oh, we just gained like 40 people in the chat.
Oh yeah,
Dang.
it's telling. Fido told me that he's seen like 600 people in the chat earlier, and we had like 35 thumbs up. So keep hitting those thumbs up. Keep hitting those thumbs up. This
If
is
we
a
get
this is a thumbs up-a-thon.
the thumbs up, your what? Hey.
Hey, this is a thumbs up and to the left.
Thumbs uppercut.
Jesus.
He was pierced for your transgressions, for our transgressions.
Listen, Jesus already died for my sins.
Yeah. Now he's at the right hand of God. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he is God. So, like, that's a metaphor. Like, that's where he is, in heaven. Yeah. People are like, Jesus isn't God. I'm like, well, yeah, I think he is. The Bible says so. And they're like, well, the Bible doesn't say that. Well, it does say that in like more than one place, like each verse.
Dude, that's crazy. I just had this conversation with this dude the other day on the train. He was like asking me like, so do you believe that Jesus is God?
What do you believe about Jesus?
You want me to tell you what I believe?
Yeah, if you'd like to.
You're gonna have to let me explain it. Okay, so there's the Father. Well, you probably already. I believe in the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So, I believe that God, the Father. I don't really know his name because I heard a bunch of different names and I don't really care. I just know he's Jesus's. He's Jesus because he wanted to experience the sense. All right, I knew I wasn't going to be able to explain it. But
it's okay.
What's up, Morgan? Anyway, he wanted to experience the senses, the smells, the tastes, the fruit, the animals, everything he created. So he knew what was going to happen to him. Before he knew everything that was going to happen. He knew he was going to get beat. He knew he was going to get put on the cross or hung by a tree or whatever. And he knows. But he did it anyway. He sent himself down here and sacrificed himself so that he could experience what he created. And
well, no, he would just save us, bro.
What's up?
He would just save us. If he didn't have to do this shit, he wouldn't have. Like, imagine Jesus in the garden, right? On his knees going, hey, God, if there is a way that we have not thought of, or I have not thought of, that you have not thought of, or is there any other way that we can do this? Because I'm sane. You know what I mean? He wasn't, you know what I mean? No mental illness in him, because I'm completely sane. Can we not do this? Or can we, like, do this? If there is another way possible, let's do that. And you know what? It's very interesting that that's included in there, because it makes Jesus, it shows this guy is completely sane. He's doing this he understands what's going on completely. There is no wackadoo in him at all. And that's wild. Like, he's like, you know what I'm saying, right? He's like, you know what? This is going to be so bad if there's any way that this cannot happen. Let's do it. So I mean, I'm sure that feeling and things like that. He came down to get his ass kicked. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I understand he might have enjoyed the other stuff. It seems to me like
also
he more came down to get his ass kicked because of you, right? Because he loved you, and he loved me, and he loved Andy, and he had us, and he knew that we wouldn't be able to have eternal life with them, like God intended, like He intended in the beginning, right? Like, that's why we were made to be forever in an adventure and love with God. I imagine, like, just like He says, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, because it's going to be new all the time. And that makes sense, because God is God, and God is high, always.
Yeah.
That's why there's no time.
All right, let's let Ray say something, then we'll come back to Morgan real quick.
Well, I just wanted to say, like, the Holy Spirit is like the part of us that makes God be able to see everything and hear everything and omnipresent at all times, because He put the Holy Spirit in every living thing. So it's like He can see through all the animals, all the people, all he can hear everything, smell everything, all at once.
He
That's
feels
what I
it all,
believe.
Ray. He feels it all perfectly. You know, just that like, in the mind to get it right, like you know what I mean, like it's even righter to say God feels it perfectly. Every thought, every feeling of every creature, every plant, every little bit of wind, and he causes that wind also to blow. Like
Yeah.
he feels it all.
I hear the birds chirping. Who's that? You?
Me.
Is that so? That's the birds in Canada. Let me hear it.
Yeah.
That's so.
Sounded
Cool.
like an airplane.
I love listening to the birds in the morning.
This is
Me too.
This
Grand
is
rising people.
they sing to me with the angels because I'm God's son. Like, you know, like
Yeah. And you playing the key of God, son. Can you
Yeah.
play us? Can you play us some tunes, Morgan? What do you got? You got some.
I have birds playing right now because I remember
After the
them.
no, after
They
the
sing
birds,
for me.
after the birds are done, after you smoke your joint, you want to play us some tunes? What do you got?
Oh, Morgan, you got a guitar?
Yes. Oh, I am a guitar, and I have many guitars. Yes.
Can I ask you, please, how's your foot doing, man? Oh my gosh, how's your foot?
I can't play music right now because my family's sleeping and I'll disrupt them. But if you can
Sure,
do it,
the
it would be
birds are
cool.
right here with me. You can hear them, and that's out of my own microphone. So those birds are right outside my window singing inside to me in here.
Your microphone's clicking a lot, by the way.
Because I sing for them.
It's like popping, clicking and popping. I don't know if you can fix it.
No, I'm gonna put this in.
Yeah, they'll respond, I'm sure.
Oh,
Oh, there they go.
I do songs with them.
Wow.
Oh, you play music with the birds and they sing back?
Yes.
That's cool. What kind of birds are they?
Yeah,
like smart ones, really smart birds.
Ones come to the window, and there's all trees all out here, 100-foot trees.
It's beautiful.
They're ministering spirits to you.
When I was playing music to the dogs, they liked it too. The animals love the music. When they know
purples.
that. Yeah, it's coming. The sun's coming up. The sun's already up here, coming around.
Proof
It's not coming up. It's coming around.
Yes.
Birds in the morning is a Bible verse, and it's really like proof more that God is real in the Bible is everything it says it is.
Well, the one that I love is God's graces are new every morning.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, it doesn't matter what happened last night in your life. It doesn't what. Now, God doesn't mean. See, this is something that I can tell you. Someone might say, "How does Morgan have the authority to say?" God does not mean my graces are new every morning. So, how can Morgan do that? Because God speaks. Like, God says to me with the Holy Spirit.
You know what God just told me? God just told me it's dab o'clock.
Every moment. You get what I'm saying, right? It means God's graces are available every moment to everyone.
Uh-huh.
Oh, right. It's already done talking.
The sun is coming up coming around to shine on everyone, to give that power to grow food, to feed everyone. That shows God's love.
God's love. Yeah.
And his desire to build everyone, meaning to work with everyone, to save everyone.
And the sun brings life with it.
Yes.
If you think about it.
Yes.
Because like the seasons when it gets cold in the wintertime when the sun's further away on the flat earth, things die off. And then when the sun comes back and it heats everything up, everything comes back to life.
The order of it, the intelligence
Intelligent
Insanity.
design. Yeah. I can dig it. I can dig it, Morgan. I can dig it.
In him we move and breathe and have our existence, Paul said.
Fido, quiet down. My stuffed dog keeps talking to me in my head.
Oh yeah, we exist in the living dream of Jesus Christ. It could be looked at because he says, for us, it will not, like death will be no sting. And then they asked him, what's it like for us? He goes, well, you're just going to fall unconscious because you're eternal. So to be out of the body is to be with me. So you'll take up deadly poisons and it will by no means harm you, because whereas other people, they're going to go to a darkness or some kind of a torment of unconsciousness. And I can't really speak for them after that, but I can speak to what the Lord said for us. Oh, it'll just be as if you're asleep.
Yeah.
And since God's in charge of feeling, and you felt in a dream, I felt in a dream, I can see colors in a dream, I felt emotions in a dream, I've been scared in a dream, I've cried. So considering it is but a sleep for us, it'll be paradise.
It's hard to imagine, man.
It will be a paradise.
This hour is sponsored to you by Flat Earth Farms Modified Grape Dabs.
It's
Get yours today.
Even if you don't have a location yet because it hasn't been created.
At a Flat Earth Farms near you.
To be with Christ is to be in paradise, which is why he said to the thief,
dude, you know,
you'll be with me in paradise. It's like, wait, that's what death looks like swallowed, right?
I have a Morgan. I have a rap song that it says, "This ain't no paradise, it's a pair of dice."
Yes, this. Oh yeah.
I have it on record. I have it on record. Me. I wrote it.
Oh, you wrote that?
It's like everybody want to roll the dice just one more time. Paradise is to be with the Lord. Now, we are there right now in spirit, but you know what I'm saying? But the Lord makes sure that for us to understand when we finally pass, we will be present with the Lord. And that's why for us, when we take up deadly poison or get high a bit, we get high. And it's like being with the Lord a bit. The one thing that I used to, when I started getting high, that wasn't as strong as time went on, was I thought getting high was actually experiencing truth at first. I thought you toked up or you did whatever substance, usually something like, not poisonous, but something that was considered poisonous or something that had an effect, and you did a lot of it.
Like mushrooms, mushrooms.
Exactly, and that's what they meant by being good. Like just like with weed, you can get weed that's really weak, and it's like this one will get a fly high. Same with mushrooms, you get some good stuff, and it's like this is gonna work. And then you take it, and I would experience.
What's that thing he's using there? What do you got there, Andy? How's that thing work? What's that? A glass piece that you can vape a card off of? Interesting. I've never seen one of those.
It's a glass dabber.
And what do you do?
You heat up the tip real hot.
I thought I saw you seen a cart in the end. No, no. All right, forget it. All right, go ahead. Continue on. Move on.
Nancy, show him how to do it.
So it's like he's soldering, but with the dabber. Like when you solder something. Like
it needs to be like 900 degrees before you can really.
Yes, exactly.
It needs to be red hot.
Yes, like when we do the knives on the stove when we were kids. You've done that, right?
The hot knives. Hot knives, yeah.
Yeah, you want to get them red, and then
and then boom, baby.
Yes.
You don't have to do that anymore, though. They got these things. Look, it's much easier.
Yeah, they got these things.
Just press a button.
Those things, I keep on having to reposition them or whatever, and then like inside, like
yeah, we got we got the Morgan,
Ray,
me and
Ray,
me and
pushing
An-
that
me
button
me and
made my
Andy got
amp
the
go off. Like
we got
pushing
the
that button
liquid we got the
made my
liquid
amp
gold.
beat.
We got the liquid gold. You see the ones we got? Liquid gold,
Yeah,
baby.
I'm
What are yours?
buttonless.
See, yours is black. Yours is
Auto
black.
exhaust.
Oh no, this one's a special thing that I poured in there. It's deliberately.
Oh,
This is
oh, what do you got? What do you got?
It's
What do you
a-
got going on in Canada? What are they doing to you?
Yeah, let's see what you got.
What are they giving you
This
up
is my
nowadays?
guy's own syrup.
It's called
They
syrup.
call it hot sauce.
Oh,
Here it is.
oh, so you get the straight distillate by itself, the clear stuff, and then you
Yes.
put the terp in yourself.
I
You know how to do all that? Show me.
I bought it
Show me.
myself.
Where's the
I bought
clear
it
stuff? Show me the clear stuff. Show me. What do you
get
got?
it in a
What do you
jar.
got? In a jar. Yeah. Where is it?
I already
How much it
smoked
cost?
I already smoked it. I don't have you. This is the last.
All right. We're gonna have to.
It doesn't work.
We're gonna have
Look,
to.
when I
We're gonna have to
touch
talk
this
about
red
this.
thing, it
Me and you.
makes my amp go.
Me and you are
Watch
gonna
it,
have to
Ray.
have a conversation in executive session.
Watch this, Ray. I'm gonna push the wand, the red button, right? And I think it's gonna make my amp do something. All right. Okay. Listen
All right. Press.
and watch.
All right. Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah. Why does it do that, dude? You have a strong one, huh?
It was
How many
weird.
volts? How many volts is that thing?
Adjustable?
That's a hot one. What?
It's it got something industrial in it, and that's why it doesn't work. I have to whatever the thing's in it. I have to
What,
put
you
I have to put the thing back in it.
You need a new one of these. You need a new pen.
No, there's a thing in here, Ray, and it just needs to be set on correctly.
It has
like in a battery thing, like when you put a battery.
Yeah.
Battery in a battery. Okay, in these things, you have to reset the wire that you set the AA battery on. Like you're saying, there's metal. They have to touch the knob on the end of the batteries too, right? Okay.
Yeah.
In one of these, you have one of those in here. Now, it's not touching a battery or anything, because this thing is the battery. It's what you set this thing against. You have to put this. There's a piece in here that you have to set so that the other two things are touching, so the battery works. I have to reset that.
Why don't you just buy a new one? They're like $10 or $15.
I have like 4 or 5 or 6 of those. All around the place. Like,
you like that one? That's
no, I'm not going to buy another one because I'll have to buy another one and another one and another one and another one.
Yeah, that's the way. That's the way it is. You got to just keep buying them. You need new ones all the time.
No, you don't. You don't. You just have to reset the thing in. So until I'm willing to do the work, I'm not going to allow myself.
I need to learn how to I need to learn how to reset the thing in, like what you're talking about. I just keep buying new.
Your parents are not your parents. Your past is not.
Buy another one again. And you can look it up on Google anytime you can look it up on YouTube anytime you want.
Anytime.
But the thing is, when I did it a couple years ago, it was hard to find it, but it is there.
Oh, those
to
things.
Reset the thing. They're going to try and show you something else because it's the real deal. And then you'll find the guy going, "This is how you do it." You'll see him take a little thing, a little wire, he'll put it across it, and you'll be like, "I know what he's doing. He's making sure that's touching the thing." And he'll say, "Because this is the battery." And then you'll realize all you have to do is just keep charging the same one, and it'll never break.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I mean, until the actual thing runs out, like, you know.
I just get a new dude. My buddies, they own like 15 vape shops. I just get them to give me a new one. It's not that big of a deal for me. Like.
Oh, I know.
They just give it to me. Why don't they just give me one if I needed it? Like, it's all good. Can
I warm up my coffee?
They'll take care of me. They'll hook me up.
I went to court, man. Like, I went and did the lawyering thing in the court, Like,
yeah.
And they gave me the wrong thing and everything, but like that, it's weird. Like, I got there and I did the thing because I knew to do a bunch of things. Like, just it's weird when you're there doing, well, not weird, but I mean, when I look back, at what I did like the day before yesterday in court. It was amazing. Like, not amazing, but I mean,
you did a good job. You had a good day. You saying?
Yeah, I did a good job, man.
What happened? What happened?
Well, the thing is that instead of having it stop, where usually I'm like looking at a lawyer and getting frustrated, they actually talk to me. You know, and that's the thing. I'm usually sitting there anytime, sitting there looking at a lawyer going, you know. And this time, finally, they're asking me the question and can say. And the thing is, I knew I was saying everything right before too. You get what I'm saying, right? I knew I was saying everything right.
You didn't flip out on them. You actually got to speak.
Oh, you can't. You can't.
I flip out on them.
Pardon me.
I flip out on them all the time.
That's what you're trying to do in
to
order get something to happen.
I don't mean to.
They're legally, so that in that legal stance, you can then state the next thing in order to bring it to another thing, because that's how it is, right? And if you understand that, you can do the thing. Meaning, it's a chessboard, and the justice is one thing for it. And if you know
how do you? But how do you?
How do you hold? You will piss him off.
How do you hold your composure though? Like, I can't. I have trouble with that.
See, exactly, and that was one of the
they piss me off because them people piss me off. Them people piss me off so much.
Public speaking is the #1 fear of human beings.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to speak up. I just flip out on them.
And then the other thing is to actually not just speak in front of people, but to speak in front of people debating somebody who's good at it, or debating somebody who's like a team of people that have been working on something. You know what I mean? Like The only way to handle
I know what you're saying
is to be somebody who handles that. And because at a young age, like 3 years old, I was told, you're going on stage and you're the main guy. Do it. You know what I mean? And that's what I did, right? And then you get addicted to it, everything like that. So, I mean, you can do that then. And because I did that from the time I was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, you know, then you get older, and then that's what you are. You're a child actor, and then you're an actor. So, with the court and everything like that, because, maybe it's also Christ and all that stuff, but because of my love, or whatever you want to call it, like, because the heart, what's inside of me, I enjoy it. Like, I like being there. So in my mind, it's called composure. Composure. And I'm trying to think of the root words while I state it. And I'm able to keep composure. Oh, I got it. See, that's the thing. I actually have the answer. I guess I feel it. The answer is, that's wild. I can keep it like this and then go into it like this. Because, right, the answer is the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's wild. I can focus on it more. Wild. So, like, right now, like, Jesus has the answer here, and I'm physically actually moving my mind away from it and then closer to it. So, like, right now, I don't have it, but I can go to it. This is wild.
Yeah. You draw near to it.
I got it again. That's wild, right?
Yeah.
The answer is because other people think that the person on the bench that's speaking is something when they're not.
Yeah.
And that's what trips people up. The Lord said, be not a respecter of persons. So if you walk in there not thinking anything of the other people that are there, the exact opposite of what they state, also you have to know that. Do not negate your testimony. Meaning, if you walk in there and fuck up and swear an oath, or put your hand on that Bible, you fucked up. And the demons are in control. Because you just put them in control. If you just, like there's no way to do it, like you just lie. And all the Masons there, like everybody
the Masons,
there, every one of them knows.
They're all Masons.
We got you to perjure yourself. And you don't know what's in that book. Because they know if you open that book up, it says right there on the first page on Matthew chapter 5, it might, on the first page, you might have to flip it once to get to it. Matthew 5, 20, 21, 22, 23. Do not swear an oath. You cannot take yourself outside of time. Only I can. Or God's not, or only I am. Therefore, don't swear an oath in the first place because you can't keep it.
Yeah.
You can only speak for what you're doing right now. And anything beyond just saying what you're going to say is evil. because that would mean that you're trying to dress up what you cannot change and make any different outside of a moment, but you're going to try to advertise by saying, stick a needle in my eye. I shall bake a sweet potato pie that the words out of my mouth are true. Dude, like, it's like saying that makes me think that you're going to lie. Because why would you need to dress up that which is the Lord? For he is the truth and the light. And that means, and he is the living word, the word of truth. So when we speak his word, speak it in truth. That's
Do it
why.
for truth. Do it
Amen.
for truth.
He is the
That's
truth.
right.
He is the light. And all things are lawful. And remember this too. The Lord also, like, to give you confidence, the Lord says, all things are lawful for you because you serve like the higher law, which is you are doing the will of love and truth.
Amen.
All things are lawful for you. For you have been made, you have been set free by, and not just set free by like some no, because it's practical. It means because you understand the work and what we're doing. All things are lawful for you. It's the classic. It's not that you're allowed to break the rules. It's that you can't break the rules.
Right. Just like God can't lie.
Exactly. Yeah. So like that. So when you're in there, understanding that.
Well,
The
who
Holy
else is
Spirit
who?
gives you the words
Judgments
to
and
say.
stuff don't
Who
are
else is
against
who
you.
else is joining the stream? Put the link out again.
They
People are
don't
waking
decide
up.
whether you're good or bad, and all that stuff. So that's how I do it. I walk in there, understanding that whatever it is that I need done, like they're supposed to be in that mode. What can I do for you? And it's like, so I go in there and it's like, here, this is a situation. This is what this person's saying, right? And this is what happened. And this is what happened. Exactly. Here's the truth of the situation, because it sheds light upon the charges, and it can also shine light to the degree of, well, the one side, if I didn't have this information, you didn't speak, all we would have is the accusations against you, and they would be considered true because of a lack of defense. But when you come and you can speak true words, because that's the other thing, I have RAM, right? So I'm going in with RAM, and because I'm not being made, because you tense up when you're afraid, right? So if you can walk in unafraid, your mind stays clear, and the Lord helps you too with the Holy Spirit, and you can say everything easily because it's true. You're not having to think up something. You get what I'm saying, right? You're not having to think up anything. It's right there.
Yeah.
And
I completely zoned out for about 5 minutes.
That's
Just
cool.
to be honest with you, the sun's shining on my face and I love it.
I know, man. I've got the
You
pink.
see it? You see it?
I've got the pink in the
Coming
sky
through the
there.
blinds.
It's like I'm just staring at it, loving it. Like that's the thing, man. It's
I love the feeling of the sun shining on my face in the morning, especially like I'm sun gazing right now. Like I can see it. Like
exactly. This is my best favorite time of the day, man.
Yeah.
I'll sit there forever.
Yeah.
You see this? The ripe sickle?
Oh, I had something like that. That's pretty crazy, though. Yeah, I had
This
one.
guy who lives under the bridge over here gave it to me.
I had one that was like from Chinatown that had like all this crazy Japanese or Chinese writing or something on it. But I got rid of it. I got rid of it fast because I didn't want to keep it around. It was just too much, It's like Just too much for me. Too much. I don't want it around. Dangerous. Danger.
Danger Mandela effect.
All right.
Hey, you want to do pop in one more of those?
What do you want?
Share?
What do you need?
Did you have another share you wanted to do, or Morgan? I mean,
Well, I could share
Greg,
whatever.
you were saying about Jesus, what we believe and stuff is spot on with the Word of God. What I was thinking. So, and Morgan was sharing too.
If you get, I gotta take a quick break. If you give me a minute, I'll get it. I'll get my act together. All right.
Well, this just in. All of a sudden, there was this new thing going on. Everybody, stay tuned and check it out. What's your 20? Yeah, I'd only give you 10 seconds, sorry, but they only give you 30. So there's a new song in development about Enza the bird. But I've been working on this country rap song, and it goes a little bit like this.
Coming at you, Mr. D. Rue from St. Charles, Illinois, live on 4/21/2023. We're on Silver Glen Road, and we got the creamiest of the creamy. Silky smooth, chemical proof positive poisoning in the skies before your very eyes. Welcome to the countryside genocide. And it's worldwide. The biggest chemtrail. Take a look. Take a taste. It's in the air. Don't let any of it go to waste. Take a big fat scoop of that ice cream. Artificial ice cream. In the sky.
I can hear the birds chirping. He wanted the birds to carry on the little message about the chemtrails. But I'm sure the birds knew about it long before people caught on.
Your parents are not your parents. Your past is not your past. Your life begins when you are chosen, is what the orphans were told. The orphan train movement was a supervised welfare program that transported children from crowded eastern cities to the United States to foster homes located largely in rural areas of the Midwest. The orphan trains operated between 1854 and 1922, relocating about 250,000 children. And it says here that it decreased by the 1920s. The confused and often frightened children were auctioned off and used as slaves and
Used as slaves. I'm pretty sure. I can't endure much of that. I love that video, but it's like,
Oh, I love it.
Everybody knows. Oh, I love it too.
Oh yeah,
shit,
but I mean, like, you know, they bring them up like they're the managers, the first level. Like it's like the private schools, you know, you bring them over, except they're the first people. So the first people, you just have to bring them up to be managers, and they did. Just, you know, just meaning just, you know, hey, do this, and they did, and then they just tell the next people. But yeah, they got a generation completely brought up themselves before they brought in the rest of society. You get what I'm saying, right? They brought up a generation. Okay, meaning the orphan trains. So they were able to bring up their own managers and then bring everybody else in to be managed. And that's how they do that.
The founders were the first wave, right?
No.
No?
No. Like. I mean, is that okay? You don't have very many people. Like, not enough for all the places and all the towns and all that kind of stuff at all. You know what I mean? But they're mapped out. And they know what they want to do, and they have the place that they're going to be putting people put in, picked, and everything. So you have the places picked out where you've been working on. You're putting your populations up where you're going to grab the kids from to repopulate. You know, to populate over in the areas that you're going to do, whatever places they are, or over in that place. So you do it. You do your thing. You take, so you grab your kids from the place where you've got the kids being made, or where they've got kids, and you bring them over to the other spot at the same age where there's nobody at all, just you and the few people that are training them all.
The indoctrination camps, right?
Hundreds
I mean,
of
the
them.
schools, the world fairs, right? Where they just give them the right or whatever
I don't
it
know what it
is.
is. I don't know. Pardon me. What was the last idea you said? Or
Andrew, see this? Share the screen. Do you see it at the
no,
bottom?
these children. No, these children. No. You don't have. No. No. The children came over and they went to school. Like you brought them over and then they would start the children.
Yeah.
Like the children, they're all going to be brought up together, and then
Educate the orphans.
the managers, like they're all managers of first generation, like the first ones, and you stream the ones that are better, like right quick. But they're all going to be
Andrew,
managers.
click the screen on at the bottom. Yeah.
But you train them so that they're all of the same mind. Like
this is what we were just
and then
talking about.
Bring over other people that are to be like that are cattle. Like, but not like no, but they're gonna be people. You know what I mean? Just people, and they're not hip. They're not indoctrinated. They're not good fellas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know what I'm saying? They're not good fellas.
They're not like us.
Yeah, exactly. And they never will be. Like, they're not in the club, and that's been the club ever since, and ever will be.
Science is basically you saying.
Check this out.
Proof of
let's see what this guy says. I hear it. I mean,
this is good. This is good.
Pretty much what they've been doing.
I started it out at a good part.
They believe in evolution and the Big Bang Theory and everything like that. So let me play this opening statement for you, and you can decide for yourself what you think about it.
To prove the flat Earth, I first have to define the flat Earth model. I'll be using government sources to do so. First is a NASA document published in 1988 in which it states that a plane flies over a flat, non-rotating Earth. This is the primary form of the flat Earth, a vast, flat, and unmoving level plane going in all directions. Next is Operation High Jump, in which the military explored the Antarctica ice wall. The ice wall is the outer barrier of the flat Earth, which holds in the oceans. You can't contain water without a container, and the ice wall is a 360-degree container around the flat Earth that locks in the oceans. Next is Operation Fishbowl, in which the military in the 60s launched rockets at the firmament in order to try and break through the dome. Interesting to note the names of these operations, as it indicates a cynicism in that the military does know the shape of the Earth, and that's why they give them such names as High Jump to describe the tall ice wall, or Fishbowl because it's like we are trapped in a giant container. Briefly, I'll describe what's underneath the flat Earth, which as far as any humans have ever dug is about 8 miles. So at the very least, we know there's 8 miles of Earth beneath the surface, but any claim of 4,000 or 8,000 miles of Earth beneath us has not been proven by any practical application. So the positive proof of the flat Earth is airplane flight. We have many pilots on video admitting that the Earth is flat. Up top, I posted a video of a commercial airline pilot who admitted the Earth is flat. The flat earther asked him an interesting question by trying to trick the pilot, asking if the nose of the plane is pointed at a negative angle so the plane could go over the curve of the Earth. The pilot caught the mistake and corrected him and said, no, the plane's nose is actually a 3 degrees positive angle. The 3-degree positive angle of the plane is a positive proof that we live on a flat, non-rotating Earth, as it would be impossible for a plane to go over a curve with a positive angle to the nose. The plane would have to dip its nose down and constantly adjust its elevation if it had to fly over a curve. We also have a former military F-16 fighter pilot who was interviewed by Globebusters who admitted the Earth is flat. This video is also on the Jumbo. Pilot stated that he used radar up to 50 miles and the F-16 radar capability actually goes up to 100 miles. 100 miles of radar can only work on a flat Earth as radar does not bend around curves. In the same way, submarine radar and periscopes work the same way, as you can't have radar or optical vision bending around a curve. The F-16 could go up to 55,000 feet and has a top speed of 1,350 miles per hour. So if you imagine yourself in an F-16, you can go up, down, left, right. You'll be flying over a flat, non-rotating plane the entire time. The flat Earth is a logical system in that each reference frame is connected to each other in a flat and continuous plane, and not, for instance, curving and wobbling around. Other important proof of the flat Earth is the fact that the horizon rises with elevation. This is an important point, so I'll repeat it again. When you raise an elevation, the horizon rises with you, allowing you to see beyond the horizon and onto more flat, motionless plane. This is illustrated up top by a video of a worker climbing a 1,500-foot TV tower. As the camera moves upwards, you can see the horizon expand so that more land is visible, and the increased elevation allows you to see more of the flat Earth. If the Earth was curved, you would see the Earth curving away from you, and your vision of the Earth would be limited by a curving horizon. We also have the properties of water as a proof of the flat Earth. Sea level is the reference frame for all measured elevations, for instance, 100 feet above sea level. While there are mountains and valleys on the flat Earth, what we really mean is that the sea level is the base or reference point for all of the elevations, and sea level is level. Water always finds its level, and it would be impossible for the sea to be calm or level if the Earth was spinning and curving. This also works for the Great Lakes. Water takes the shape of whatever container it is in, and so if you have a flat and level sea, and since 70% of the Earth is covered by water, I therefore conclude with 100% certainty that the Earth is flat. The properties of water allow us to use a bubble level to determine relative flatness of a surface. So if you tilt the level, the bubble always moves in the direction of the higher end, as the air pocket always moves to the higher elevation. So for instance, if the bubble moves to the right, that means the right end of the level is a higher elevation than the left end. If the Earth was curving or wobbling, we would not see a constant flat horizon out at sea. The horizon itself is only a visible horizon and not an actual line or curve of the Earth. I will present 3 ways that we can see beyond the horizon, which proves the horizon is only a perceived horizon and not an actual curve of the Earth.
Would you believe that doing a simple 5-minute trick just once a day can raise your credit scores into the 700?
Last time I ran my credit, it said 666.
Use
So
a
I was like,
high-powered
yep.
camera to zoom into a boat that is previously.
Dude, one of my credit card bills is 36633. I was like, what? Yeah, today.
Gone over the horizon. If the boat had gone below the horizon, no amount of zoom, no matter how powerful, would be able to see the boat, as it would be obstructed by the Earth. Another method without even using zoom is just to raise your elevation. By raising your elevation, you expand the distance at which you can see, so the previously unseen boat at sea level can now be seen once again from a higher perspective, thereby proving the boat did not go over the curve. Finally, I took a picture of a container ship on Lake Erie that I posted up top. The atmospheric conditions made the horizon visually hazy. However, the ship was tall enough to where you could still see it above the hazy water. As a result, since you could see the boat more clearly than the horizon, it appears as if the ship is floating on.
Alright. I had enough.
Yo, what's up, Isabella? Live 2.0. Thank you and welcome. You were saying, yeah.
Oh, I like that thing, man. I like the boat. I like how
Yeah.
it stays on the water, man. It's just, and it shows you it's not going around. It's your line, it's your sight. You just need to power up the eyes to be able to see further.
Perspective.
Yeah, that's so cool, man. And then when you see that we have channels of water that go from one end of Canada to the other, and it's level
To what?
one sea level to the other sea level, because we have the channels that go all the way across in locks, and you can follow them on camera all the way from the one coast to the other. You can go across
What's
them.
your take? What's your take on the level water?
Well, you can go from the one end of the continent to the other on a single feed and like watch it like a bird flying, right? And you can see that there's no part of which the water that's kept at sea level from the one side of the continent to the other. There's no point at which it changes, because that's what it's physically doing for the boats in the channel. It's keeping them at the same level. So you can take the camera and put it on.
I got the memo.
Yeah. And you can watch it in one unbreaking feed.
Yeah.
They go all the way across.